Welcome back to the Mike Chandler Show. We got an exciting guest here with me. He's a lot like me. Reminds me a lot of my younger self. Nice looking guy, business owner, got lots of problems with his relationships. We're gonna hit on a little bit of that. He's got big goals, big aspirations. Got a little boy. It reminds me a lot of myself in my younger years. So I know you guys are going to be excited for this. I want to let all of you know, everyone that's always in the live chat supporting me, giving me super stickers, subs, man, I really appreciate it. It goes a long ways, and we'll keep this podcast going. And I know you guys are enjoying the guest, and I know we're gonna have an exciting podcast today here with Hunter. And here we go. We're going to talk to Hunter Salmons. You're 26 years old, right?
Yep.
So where are you from?
I'm from Hamlin, Lincoln County.
And you grew up there your whole life?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about Hamlin, Lincoln County. What's going on out there?
Man, there ain't much out there. You got your McDonald's and your little town stuff. Not much, really. It's pretty ran down town. It's dying.
So everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody's in business.
Oh, yeah.
So drama.
Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows what everybody's mom's doing, what everybody's girlfriend's doing, boyfriends, dads, all that going on. You ain't hiding nothing.
Nope.
So what was it like growing up in Lincoln County? Was a lot of fighting? Was there a lot of is that like more country living compared to like Charleston, West Virginia, or per se? What did you guys say about like the city guys that might have went to South Charleston High School, GW? What did y'all think, versus Lincoln County? I know when I was in school, I would think, Lincoln County, my grandpa was born out. He's like, and some corn-fed boys, they don't fuck around. They're going to beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? So tell me sort of what you guys thought about city boys.
So, yeah, Lincoln County was more so country than anything. Our biggest thing was like, Cabell Midland and football or whatnot. Everybody looks at them. They're the city boys and Hurricane, Huntington,
right,
like you said. Yeah, so it's more country in Lincoln County. People's just more country, really. I mean, there's not much going on out there.
So what's a weekend look like out there? What do you do for fun? Let's go back to high school days.
Okay.
Junior high school days. I'd say high school. What was a fun weekend, Hunter, in high school? What the hell was y'all doing?
So mostly, if you had a side-by-side, that was the thing on the weekends. If you had a side-by-side, everybody's out riding on the weekends, mudding, that kind of thing.
How many times did you flip yours?
I flipped mine a couple times.
Yeah, me too. I flipped mine twice, and one time was out Lincoln County.
Oh yeah.
So I was out there riding. What like the old coal mine, or what's that place called where everybody goes? Hobet. Yeah, I was at Hobet, and me and my buddy Dana Keaton. I don't know if you know Dana Keaton. We was all riding. I'd had one too many, and just took the corner a little too fast. And luckily we had our harnesses on, because it would have been bad. I'd say we were going at least 55, 60.
Golly.
And that's flying, and I flipped probably 12 to 15 times. So
luckily you didn't get hurt.
Yeah, we were lucky, and we heard the cops come and the ambulance come. Somebody called, and I'd been doing something I shouldn't have been doing, and I fled the scene. But hey, hopefully I don't get caught now. It's years later. But yeah, I know Lincoln County, y'all love your side-by-sides, your hunting. Did you get into hunting much?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what kind of hunting did you do?
Just deer hunt. I grew up coon hunting too. My dad, he loves rabbit hunting, so we did a little bit of that too here and there. Any kind of outdoor stuff was what we really like to do.
That's the first type of hunting I ever went to, coon hunting. My grandpa took me coon hunting, and man, that was just a lot of I feel like we was out there from 8 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Do you do it at nighttime?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the hell are we going out here at nighttime? How we going to see? And you just let the dogs out. I didn't know nothing about it, so I was like, all right, I'll just go along with it. And I was a little boy, 5, 6 years old, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going hunting again. At least coon hunting.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
So, grew up in Lincoln County. I was talking to you a little bit about high school. What was fun? You said you ride side by side. Y'all like to hunt. Let's take it back a little bit. Let's go back to your childhood a little bit. Was your mom and dad? Did you grow up with your mom and dad in the same household?
So no, I actually grew up. I lived with my mom until I was about 4 or 5, and then my dad got full custody about, I think I was 5 at that point. So then I moved in with him, and I've lived with him ever since until I graduated and moved out when I was 18. So yeah.
So, how old your dad?
Dad is, he asked me too fast. 43.
What?
Yeah.
And you're 26?
Yeah. Wait, no.
Hang on, I was just like, he's a young dad.
That part, yeah. No, he's
upper 40s maybe?
Yeah, 50, my bad.
Maybe 50,
yeah.
53. Okay. I was like, damn. He was young.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there.
Lincoln County don't fuck around out there.
No.
Now, is he from Lincoln County too?
Yeah.
And your mom is too?
No, she's actually from Milton, from Cabell County.
And you was mentioning that you you was 4 years old and your mom lost custody of you.
Yeah.
You want to touch on that, or is that something you don't want to go to?
No,
or?
we can go there. So
Let's hear a little bit about that.
So I was 4 years old. My mom at the time and everything told me I wanted to live with her. That's where I wanted to be. My dad worked out of town. It was always hard getting to see him because he was gone so much. And my mom got on drugs, typical West Virginia background, lost custody of me. My dad actually ended up buying me from my mom. He gave her $2,000 and a car, and she signed her rights away. And yikes. I went full custody of my dad and kind of lost touch with my mom there for a long time. And actually lost her 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know what that feels like, losing your mom. No matter, what your relationship was, it's still your mom.
Yeah, it sucks because, you grow up and you have so much hatred toward them because of what they did. And I've never understood. I have a 3-year-old, so anybody who picks drugs over their kids, I'll never understand that. And, yeah, I have hatred, had hatred, not now, but I wish that I would have reached out a little bit more and tried to, try to reel her back in to try to help. But at that point, I don't really think there's much help when they're that far gone.
So 4 years old, she lost custody. And you went to live with your dad. How long was it? When did you say she passed away? A couple years ago?
Yeah.
So you were like 24, 23. Yeah. So when she lost custody of you at 4 years old, did she ever gain custody? Any type of temporary, or even try, or? No.
So once that was over with, that was kind of the end of it. My dad had custody of my sister and me. So
she come to your birthday parties?
No.
Nothing? No sporting events?
She would send us letters or, small gifts here and there. But as far as communicating, very, very rarely would I ever hear from her.
Did you have a stepmom?
Yeah. And she's phenomenal. I call her my mom now, which I've always called her mom. She's been the only mom figure in my life, and it means a lot to me.
Right. So, I've lost my mom. We have that in common, but I've never, I was fortunate enough to have parents that stayed together, my whole life. I lost my mom at 30 due to breast cancer, but I don't know what it would be like. I know I have a sister that has a similar situation going on with what you're talking about with your mom. So I see bits and pieces of what you're talking about, but she still tries to attend, her kids' birthdays, and she tries to be involved. I just don't know. Do you think it was more your mom was, I don't know, maybe embarrassed to come around, or what do you think?
Man, honestly, I really don't know. Like I said, for me, I got a kid, and he means everything to me. There's nobody in the world that would ever come before him. And so I don't really know. I've never been addicted to drugs. I've never done nothing like that. So I don't know how she was feeling. I do know that addiction is a severe problem for anybody. And I know that sometimes it's hard to fix those addictions. But I did try there for a while. I tried. I told her that I'd send her to rehab. I'd pay for everything. Just try to get her help. And she just didn't want it. You got to want it and admit that you have a problem, And that just wasn't, she didn't want to do it, so.
Now, did you get phone calls? Did she call you?
Very, very rarely. I have messages from her on Facebook. She would mess me. But, from, 5 until I was probably 16, I very rarely ever heard of her. And then after I turned 16, it was she started to come back or, try to come back into my life. But at that point, I had so much hatred toward her. I didn't want her in my life. Honestly, I was mean to her. I didn't want her a part of my life. And then when I had my kid, she never got to meet my kid. And then, like I said, a couple years ago, she passed away. And then now, at that moment, when she died, I was laying there beside her bed, and the hospital bed, and I felt a lot of regret that I wish that I would have tried to reach out a little bit more. I have a lot of friends that has the same similar situation, and I always tell them, look, reach out as much as you can. I know it sucks, but everybody needs somebody to talk to.
Well, I understand that, but that's a tough situation, and you were a kid, and it's hard to understand all your emotions and your feelings that you're going through. So, you can't sit there and, fault yourself for what you've done. That's just true feelings and raw, and, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I'm not a therapist there, but I did want to touch in on that. But I wanted to try to put myself in your shoes, as a young boy, going through that with your mom. Was there nights that, I know I would. Would you cry yourself to bed, or did you just at a certain point you was just like, I just don't think about it anymore? Was it more something that you just didn't think about, or was it something you struggled with like weekly, daily? I was just trying to understand, you know?
So I think more so as a kid, I mean, you're not fully developed in your head and you're thinking stuff, but from that point on, from 5 till 16, like I was kind of pushed away from it. My other family, like my dad's family, they just kind of always told me like, you don't need to be around her, this is bad, just stay away from it basically. So I never really sat down to think about it.
Right.
Until I had my own family and got married, and then at that point I was like, it's different. That's when it really hit me. In my 20s is whenever it really started to hit me about the whole situation.
Right. And then you tried to reach out then, and
Right.
it's still
Nothing.
okay. Let's move on a little bit from that. That's a very sad situation, and I hate that you had to go through that. So you had that, and then your dad had gained custody, and you moved in with him. Was he married then, or was he?
Yeah, he got
And that was your stepmom? Yep. Okay. So you guys have been together since you were like 5 or 6.
Yep.
And that's all been good and fine?
Yep.
How was your dad, Was he like a tough dad, or was he like soft dad? Like, sort of describe y'all's relationship. Was he hard on you?
So my dad is my best friend. Mm-hmm. There's like nobody in the world that is as close to me as me and him is. And we do everything together. He works for me. And he has 2 businesses of his own, so I help him there. So every day we're together. And growing up, he was always what a father figure should have been. He, he was always great to me and the kids. I had 3 sisters.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you got 3 stepsisters?
2 stepsisters, 1
half sister. Yeah, okay. You got no brothers?
No brothers.
I don't have brothers either. I wish I did, but
I wish I did too.
They could help you with the business,
Yeah.
So everything's good there. You go with your dad. You live with them. You got 3 sisters. Going to junior high. How was junior high?
It was good.
Now, did you get in a lot of fights because of some stuff you had? Was you a troublemaker? Or?
No, not really. Honestly, through school, I was always a good kid for the most part.
Because I know them Lincoln County boys. There's a lot of them out there troublemakers.
There's some wild ones out there for sure. But yeah, no, I was a pretty good kid most of the time, and I mean, everybody makes mistakes here and there, but it was.
Did you play sports?
I played baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
What position?
First base.
Okay. Did you play all the way through high school?
No, I played freshman, sophomore, and then junior and senior year I didn't play. And when I turned 16, my dad, he made the option. He was like, you can either play sports or you can get your license and get a job. So I've always been that kind of driven person toward money and work. So
okay,
got a job.
So let's go to there then. So 16, you got a job.
Yeah.
What was your first job?
First job was a Subway.
Subway.
Yeah.
So you know how to make them footlongs.
Oh
yeah. Which one? So the one in Lincoln County?
So there was one in Hamlin, and then it actually went out of business. No longer there now.
All right. So you worked there. How long did you work there?
So I bounced around in Hamlin. There's like everybody when they seen how like energetic and my drive that I had.
They all tried to hire you?
Yeah. So I went from Subway, and then I went to McDonald's there at one point, and then I went to Geno's all through school, and then when I turned 18, I could start working at Home Depot. They won't hire anybody until they're 18. So I worked at Home Depot there.
Barbersville?
No, here in Taze Valley.
Oh, okay, Taze Valley.
Yeah. And then, let's see, I've had so many jobs until I started my own business.
Let's go into that real quick. So what, did Home Depot sort of like, did you start seeing contractors come in and people like that? And you're like, hey, man, I see these guys on there. What made you want to start your own business? You said your dad had his own business?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
So my dad had his own business since I was 13. And he did concession stands. And then, so I seen like, you work for yourself, you have your own schedule, you get to do
Wait a minute. I know your dad, don't I?
Probably.
The concession stands, did he do it at Ona Speedway?
He has before.
Yeah, because I used to run Ona Speedway in a couple years and help the track managers and stuff down there, and there was the Salmons that come in and run the concession.
So that was my cousin Wayne, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne.
So my dad and him actually started that business together in the beginning, and then my dad sold his part out, and then he bought an ice cream and Italian ice trailer.
Yeah, so I've run into him before. I've seen him. That's your dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you get your entrepreneurial spirit from your uncle and your dad and the whole family. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Where were you?
So
I interrupt a lot.
So at Home Depot, I seen the contractors coming in like you were saying there, and running the business has always been something I wanted to do, but I didn't know what I wanted it to be.
Right.
So I started climbing cell phone towers when I graduated, and I did that all the way up until I was 21, from 18 to 21. And I got a job in Harrisonburg, Virginia, I had a company truck, company house. They bought me a house.
This is climbing the cell phone
yeah,
tower?
yeah,
We're going to talk about that. You don't skip that because I want to talk about this a little bit, but keep going. They bought you a company truck,
yep.
a company
House in Harrisonburg.
company house.
Yeah, like we was
You know
staying-
why? You know why, but keep going.
So we was working, me and my buddy that was working for me, I was a foreman and we were tiger teaming together. And I really loved the job. Like I love being outside. So, and traveling, I hate being in buildings constantly, like all the time. So I like just doing different things. And so I remember Christmas was coming around and I got an email from the boss and he was like, hey, I need you to be on call for Christmas. And I was like, look, I was on call for Thanksgiving. I don't get to see my family that much. Like I want to go home and spend time with them. And he was like, well, you don't got a choice. He's like, you got to work. We don't have anybody else. You're the only one who knows what they're doing. So you need to work. And I was like, respectfully, like, I'm not working this Christmas. I'm going home. He's like, all right, well, if you want to do that, I have to do this. He's like, so I'm going to write you up and probably suspend you if you decide that you're going to go home. I was like, all right. So I sat there in my bed that night and I just kept thinking to myself, I was like, man, I'm tired of working for somebody. I'm tired of building somebody else's dreams, putting all these hours in constantly for what, you know,
Right.
for them to benefit of it. So I laid there long enough, and the guy that worked for me, he lived at the house too, and I told him, I just woke up, and I was like, you ready to go? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, man, I'm ready to pack up. I'm ready to head home. And he was like, we have a good job. Like, I don't want to quit. And I was like, I just feel like this is the time. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore for anybody else. I'm going to do something for me for once. And he was like, all right, well, I've rode with you for the past 2 years, so I trust you.
Right.
And I packed all my stuff up that night, took the company truck to the office, and I sent an email out and told them that I was, resigning and they need to find somebody else. And they begged and begged for us not to quit. And
So he went with you,
yeah,
your buddy.
Yeah. We both quit that night and packed up and came back to West Virginia.
Hell
The whole
yeah.
way back home, I was like, what are we going to do? Like, we just quit. I mean,
It's nervous, exciting. All these emotions are going through you because
Yeah,
you're like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But you're still excited, like, yeah. And you're like, but hey, you're lucky. So he's still with you?
no. So it gets
shit.
the story continues to get bigger.
All right,
better,
keep going.
So at 21, my salary was like $85,000 a year, and I was like, man, I just really messed up, but the whole way home, I was like, what are we gonna do? And it was funny, like a week before that, one of my people called me and they were like, you ever cut a tree before? Like somebody my dad knew, and I was like, no. And he was like, well, I need this tree climbed. Can you do it? And I looked over at my buddy and I was like, can you climb a tree? And he was like, yeah, I can do it. I was like, that's what we're going to do then. Just off a limb, had no idea.
I see, like I said, a lot of cell phone tower guys go to the tree business because they climb and they ain't afraid of heights. So
Yeah.
it seems like that, and it pays pretty good.
Yeah. So I was like, that's what we're going to do. And I remember, man, the first month that we finally broke out, got our business license, insurance and everything, and started advertising. The first good month that we had, I had made my salary almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm never working for nobody else again. And so that's what started it. And started it with called H&J Tree Chompers. And then he ended up quitting me, ended up having a family, getting married, and had a kid. And he needed insurance, better stuff like that. So he went and got a normal job. And
So was he your business partner or just somebody that worked for you?
so we started the business 50-50 in the beginning, yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
that end bad?
No, we're still best friends. I actually cut a tree for him yesterday.
So you started that business, and then did you start another business after that?
Yeah.
So when he left, did you stop that business and start a new one? Or
Yep.
okay. And you mentioned, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you mentioned you made your salary in 1 month there. Is that was that something regular, pretty regular?
No,
It's
so-
just you had a good contract or
Right.
what?
So there was a storm come through
Yeah.
and insurance money and all that good stuff. But, small business, man, everybody knows.
Yeah, the ups and
it's
downs. That's what I was
ups
going to
and
talk to you
down.
about. 1 month you're 100,000 up, 1 month you're down 100,000. I get it. Or 20,000 or 10,000, whatever type of business you got. So you went into the tree business right after the cell phone. But I was going to touch back. How long did you climb the towers? 3 years?
Yep.
What's the scariest thing about climbing those towers? Did you climb the towers actually?
Yeah.
Like I've seen videos, and then I know, like I was asking you if you knew my buddy Owen. You
Yep,
said you did.
yep.
He showed me some stuff. Did you work with him?
So I worked with him at BPI for a little bit.
He's a character.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
funny.
I need to get him on here.
I told her actually.
He'd be a
I was
good
like,
character.
why is Owen not done this yet?
Yeah, he done one with me before, but not this official one. But I'm going to get him on. He's probably going to be within the next 2 or 3, especially when he sees this one.
Yeah.
But what's like the scariest thing about that? Like, is it? Do you think I could get up there and do it? I've never climbed before in my life.
Well, I feel
What the
like
hell's scary about it? Is what I'm saying. Like,
I feel-
other than you're being thousands of feet in the air, like, is the wind blowing? Like, tell me a little bit about it.
No,
climbing a tower?
it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's like you either can do it or you can't do it. The scariest thing I feel like, honestly, is whenever you're just hanging out from under one of the mounts and you just got a single rope holding on to you.
That's it?
Yeah, and you got your lanyard tied to the tower, but I mean, you're just holding on to a grille, and it's the only thing that's hanging you or holding on to you.
Man, I mean, me and you both are pretty, big guys,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was a little bit
How
worried.
does
But,
my light be flashing before my eyes over fucking? How tall is it?
so the tallest one climbs 800 foot. But
Yeah.
but honestly though, like
Fuck.
like after
like-
the foot thing, it doesn't really matter. Like once you
Oh,
get 40
yeah,
foot,
no.
you're like, damn,
Hell
if you
yeah.
fall, you're going to
40s
die either
Hell,
way.
40's 800. Hell, it
Right,
don't
so,
matter.
Honestly,
Shit.
I'd rather fall from 800 foot than 40
Oh
foot.
yeah,
so.
yeah. At least you wouldn't feel it as bad. Then 40 foot,
Right.
you're gonna survive and be fucked up. Yeah. But so yeah, so you went from that. You went to the tree business with your buddy. He wanted to start a family. He didn't want to work those hours. Now your new business is called what?
Tree 16.
Tree 16. How'd you come up with Tree 16?
So I was in Florida working on a storm one time, and I saw a business down there that had the name Tree 16, and they ended up going out of business the same year that I started my other business.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just switched it up, and I checked on the DBA thing or like the online and seen that they went out of business, and I was like, daggone, I want to see if I can get that name. So I went on there, and I was able to get the name, and I loved it because it just, it kind of goes back to my background. Growing up with my stepmom and dad, I grew up in church, singing in church, and Christianity was a big thing growing up.
I get that. Okay, I like it. So how many employees you got?
Right now I have 4.
4. Mm-hmm. What about the trucks and trailers? Like, what kind of equipment do you have, and what does it require? Like, if somebody out here was wanting to start a tree business, what do they? What's the necessities? What's the bare minimum you can start a tree business? What did you start with a bare minimum, or did you go all in?
No, I started with a bare minimum.
And let's talk about the bare minimum in a
So
tree
like
business.
I started from nothing. A lot of people thinks that I
get it. You can do some shit that's a little shady when you start. I get it.
Oh yeah. Like I said, everybody thinks that I started with money and like somebody just gave me this money to start a business. And it
Why
was
do they think
never
that?
like that.
Why do they think that? Because your family?
I think so.
They're business owners,
Yeah.
and everybody automatically thinks you got a business. Oh my God, they're rich. So
Right.
that's
or
what you're thinking.
somebody gave you money or handed down money, whatnot. And it's never like that. When I started my tree business, nobody believes me, but dude, I started with a Nissan Altima and Amazon ropes.
See, I've heard like another dude said he started in the back of a car,
Yep.
put all of his shit in the trunk,
Yep.
all of his climbing gear, and then like I guess you just start with what? Ropes,
Harness and
chainsaw.
yep.
What else?
Dump trailer. Most people use dump trailers.
Yeah, but you didn't have a dump trailer to start
No,
with.
not then. No, I had to rent one. So
We're
I'd
talking
go-
about it when you first started.
So, okay, so when I very first started, I had a Nissan Altima and had all the climbing gear. I just went on Amazon and found the cheapest stuff I could find. Stupid,
Yeah,
looking
get her
back
say, damn,
now
That's
because
safety now.
right. But at the time, like we were just starting out, didn't have no money, so we had to start from something. And my buddy, I remember he was climbing and he was like, "Man, I don't like this stuff. I don't really trust this." And the spikes were like halfway falling off his feet in the beginning. And I was like, "Man, we got to do something." So the first insurance job we got, I went and bought him the right ropes and right harness and right top handsaw. And that kind of got us started. And then
Nobody cut a finger off or fell?
No, nobody got hurt. I did cut my finger one time.
Because I know somebody else that got a tree business. Somebody cut their damn finger almost off.
Yeah, never had that problem.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But so my dad, luckily, he had a diesel truck, so I had him go I'd rent a dump trailer, and he'd go pick up the dump trailer up and come to my job site, and we would hand load logs, man. If we'd cut a tree that big, we would just cut them up into little tiny pieces and try to throw them in there.
Do what you had to do.
Yep. And we'd go dump them, come back, and load it up again, same thing. And I did that for about a year and a half. And finally, I was like, man, the heck with this stuff, So we ended up saving up some money, and I got me a dump trailer. And
Got a dump trailer.
got me a diesel truck to
Diesel
pull
truck.
it with. And then as the business progressed, I ended up getting an excavator. And at one point, I had 3 bucket trucks, 2 dump trailers, 3 company trucks, diesel trucks. And it just kind of grew from there. And then I got married, and I had my son. His name's Griffin, and
Yeah, same as mine. That's cool.
yeah, he just turned
Good
3.
name.
Yeah, he just turned 3 in December.
Awesome.
And
Congrats.
so I ended up getting married, and then had a divorce. I got
Divorce.
Yep, the big D.
We'll talk about that here in just a second.
So finalized my divorce this past July, and I thought, like, I don't know, I just kind of went through, I guess when you get a divorce in your head and whatnot, I was just done. I was like, I'm done with the business. I'm done with everything. Just hit rock bottom, basically.
Yeah. Sort of like, I can relate to that. You get really depressed. Is
Yep.
that what you're talking about? You went through a
Yep.
phase, you're like, fuck everything.
Yeah, just quit caring about everything, and sold almost all my equipment, and restarting over again, basically.
So the divorce made you was like, man, what am I doing it for now? I don't have my family. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so like I think honestly,
like I want to do this for my family. I want to be successful, and then you need to make yourself happy first. You got to find a place to where like, hey, Hunter's happy, instead of like when you find yourself doing it for other people, even if it is, we're going to do stuff for our kids and our significant others. We're supposed to, but you also want to make you happy.
Right.
So I feel like that when you went through that and you had a divorce, you was like, man, am I right by saying this? You were like, hey, my family's not here. Screw it. I'm done.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. As growing up, whenever my mom and dad split at 4 years old, I seen the the effects that you have on your kid as a split home.
Yeah.
My stepsisters, their dad was still in the picture, and it was tossing back and
all about
forth, and as a father and as a husband at the time, man, the only thing I ever wanted in life was to have one family, and my kid to never have to go through the stuff that I went through.
You're preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
And when that happened, I just I hit rock bottom, and it went on for like 2 or 3 years on and off, and finally we just both decided that that was the end of it, and which we co-parent good. We're good friends.
So you split up and then you divorced 3 years later, or you divorced and then still try to like make it work, or what are you saying?
So we filed for divorce in 23 or 24, and 24, and we were separated for like 6 months. Ended up getting back together, and then tried to make it work for the kid. Didn't work, and then we were together. We got back together again after the first divorce that we filed for. We ended up dropping the divorce, and was together for like a year until 2 years ago, and ended up deciding that that was it. So we're actually a year ago, because we've been separated for over a year now, and we've just finalized divorce this past July. And like I said, honestly, at the time, like when you're going through all that, it was depressing. It was like, what's the point? And like I said, that's, as a man and as a husband, that's the only thing I ever wanted in life was a family. And so, looking back now, everything's good and moving on with it. But
do you want to talk about it a little more? You want to talk about the divorce or no?
We can.
Like what you can say, if I'm going too much, you can say I'd rather not speak on that. But what do you think caused the divorce? Now you got to look at yourself and her, and
100%. And I told you,
because I did that too when I never been married, but like certain breakups, I've looked back on myself.
I worked out of town a lot. Even when I started my business, I chased storms, and I wasn't there. I remember whenever I had Griffin, he was born on the 15th of December, and like a week after he was born, I had to go to Florida. So I spent, the next 3 weeks in Florida, wasn't even home for New Year's, for his first New Year's. Mm-hmm. And that plays a big toll on a woman. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. When the husband's not there, and vice versa, whenever somebody's not present in a relationship, it makes it hard.
Yeah, that's I see a lot of guys and stuff making TikToks talking about how they're out of town for work and being away from their family, and it's just really hard. And I don't think I could do it. It'd be tough. I do travel a lot, but like I said, some of you guys that travel and stay gone for weeks and weeks, pipeliners, chasing storms and stuff, that'd be really tough. And you think that had like the biggest thing, or?
No, I think so. Like even just this past year, like even when we weren't together, I've been gone 5 months out of this year. So, looking forward now, I know the toll that it plays on a relationship, and I don't think that if I were to find somebody and I would want to be serious again, I think I would slack it down, way down, and try to reel it in.
So you've been divorced for a year, a little over a year now. You try to make it work. Has she moved on?
Yeah.
Do you regret not trying to continue to try to make it work, or?
Not really, honestly. I mean, we tried back and forth to make it work, and which we're comfortable now with co-parenting the best that it could be. So Griffin doesn't really understand. So he's so young,
right now.
He doesn't understand. So he knows that I have my place, she has her place.
Griffin was 2 or 3 when I split up with his mom, so about the same deal.
There's a lot of regrets that I wish that I would have done different, and I think there's a lot of regrets on her side too. I mean, not speaking for her, but there's just a lot that happened, and
so we're moving on. Now you're single bachelor guy, got a business. Yeah, are you a bachelor? You got a girlfriend now, or what?
No girlfriend.
You sure,
man? No.
So what's it like now? You're like, shit, I'm out here dating and all these women. Are you dating mostly girls around your local town? Like when you go out on a date, you trying to find someone around Hurricane, Lincoln County, or are you sort of like trying to do long distance dating? You tried that yet? Because I know you're on TikTok. You got 10,000 followers on TikTok. So I know all about that long distance TikTok dating shit.
So, I mean, no, honestly, I haven't, since we've been split up, I haven't really tried to date. I mean, there was a couple people that I met that I thought was going to be okay. And then one of them ended up finding out that, the whole time while we were together, she was still with her baby daddy. And so, like, there was just the dating era right now sucks. I mean, you probably know you're a single man too. Yeah. So, like, everybody's just, I don't know if it's the men's fault, everybody, the men say it's women's fault, women say it's men's fault, but I just think it's the generation. I feel like,
too many options out there.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, everyone is so, and I think right now has a lot to do with finances, the economy. Everyone's just so driven on just trying to make it right now, and they're like, man, 100%. I don't even have that. When you get a little older and especially you get in your 30s, you got women out there that's got, a couple kids, that's divorced, and it's hard, They got their kids that come first. They got their career, and they're like, I can see you on the 15th and the 23rd this month for 2 hours on the 23rd. And on the 15th, I could possibly stay for 4 or 5 hours and we could go to dinner and stuff. But other than that, I just have 2 days this month. So, and I get it. Like, I understand, like, and I'm, and then I'm trying to grow a business and, then I'm stopping this business and I'm starting a new one and I'm all screwed up too. So I feel like you got to be happy with yourself first, get your career right before you're ready for someone else. And me at 38, I'm sort of, starting over again with what I want to do in my business and my entrepreneurial efforts. And I think I need to be happy with myself before I start dating again. And that's where I'm at now. Are you sort of like that? I mean, are you happy with your business? Everything's going good where you want now and everything in your personal life's happy and you think you're ready to date? Because a lot of us think we're ready to date and we go out there, and I think this is a problem too. We got there and try to date and we're just not ready. We don't have our shit together.
Right.
And that can happen with a guy at 26 or a guy at 56.
For sure. It
just depends on what's going on in your life.
Yep.
So do you think you got your shit together and you're ready for somebody?
No. Honestly, no, probably not. Like I said, I'd like to think that I am. I'd like to move on and try to have a family again and all the good things. But there's a lot of stuff that I need to work on myself. And,
let's talk about that. What do you think you need to work on, Hunter?
Trust issues. Trust issues is number one, for sure. I just feel like there's so much stuff that is, you can't trust anybody. And
when you say trust issues, are you worried about like you mean in your woman, like having guys like in her DMs and
the whole cheating and just going back and nowadays too, like you just said, like if you're divorced and you're trying to find a woman to date, a lot of them has kids now, and then especially in like our age, my age, every girl that I talk to has a kid, and I know what it's like, and I feel like I see a lot of it too. If the kid's under 5, man, you might as well forget trying to link up with them because they're going to go back to their baby daddy. Yeah. Until they figure out that enough's enough. It's just what keeps happening.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Like I said, I'm a little older than you, but the guys that's in their mid to late 20s are saying they're still stuck on their baby dad. Yeah. And I see it all over TikTok, and so that's a real thing, huh?
It 100% is.
So and like I said, when I was younger, I sort of seen a little bit of that, but as you get older, I guess it'll. When you get in your upper 30s and younger, early 40s, they sort of went through that era. But what happens? Like you start dating them, and they think they're all, and then all of a sudden they go back to their baby dad, like out of the blue.
Out of the blue. I mean, it's
so
just
you're going bowling and to dinner one Friday, and then next Sunday or the following that Sunday they're back with them.
100%.
You see them post them on their story or something. And you're like, what the fuck? Thought we just had a great date. We went bowling. I took you to dinner. Everything was fine. Gave you a kiss bye, and everything was amazing. And now she is back with her baby dad.
Oh, yeah. And the thing about it is, too, is like I don't knock him for it. Like, I'm the type of man that if a man thinks that he can keep his family and keep him back together, dude, go for it. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy that breaks up your family. I don't want to be the guy that's in the middle going back and forth. Right. If you got a woman that you want, go after her. Right. Even if you got problems, work them out, know? I just don't like the whole being in the middle and back and forth. I'm going to go back to
when he don't want to be with her, then she's wanting to come hang out. Yeah, I get it.
And I think that's just the loneliness thing, man. They don't want to be lonely.
Yep. So, well, a lot of them's lonely right now, and everyone's lonely.
Yeah.
So you said trust issues. What else? What else you think you need to work on? You good in your business and your finance? You don't think? I mean, you got room to? Are you happy there? Is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I tell everybody, you can always work on your business more than what you do. I like to spend a little more time on focusing and building my business back to where it was, and even past that. Now that I have.
You mentioned you downsized it, right?
Yeah.
And you downsized it because you was frustrated with everything.
Just depressed, down, just done with it all.
So where are you at right now with your business?
Right now, it's still like in the rebuilding process.
Okay.
And we still work. I mean, we work every day that we can. Work's not always there, but
It's slow right now.
Yeah, this time of the year is slow. This was actually the first year that no storm hit. So since I've been in business, I've always been in Florida at least one time out of the year, and this past year we didn't go at once.
I heard there was no hurricanes.
None.
That's weird.
Yep.
Do you know why? You looked anything up about that?
I have no
Shit,
idea.
you need some money.
Yeah,
I need a hurricane to hit.
It's
sorry,
kind of I would say
do.
it's kind of bad. Like
Yeah.
I feel like people kind of look at us wrongly for thinking
No,
that.
man,
but
you're going there to clean it up. But I mean, shit happens. I mean,
right?
it
It's
is what
life,
it is.
and that's what our business is based off of. And
Can you do like tornadoes and stuff?
Yep.
So like out Midwest, Kansas, Oklahoma. Have you ever went out there and done anything?
Oh yeah, I went to Oklahoma once. And actually tornado season will be kicking up here shortly.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
hope nobody gets hurt
Right.
or whatnot. But
Yeah, just clean up debris.
Right.
So trust, business, you're building it back. Anything else? Like,
moving. So I'm actually moving from Lincoln County to Putnam County to Buffalo.
Okay.
So
I'm basically at, if a girl comes to you and she's like, hey, Hunter, are you ready to date? And you're like, yeah, I'm ready. And I wanted to ask you, are you ready? And then I'm like, all right, everything is good to go with your life right now. You're ready to date.
I would like to think that I am, but like I
Okay.
said, there's still things I need to work on. And it's got to take somebody that's really going to prove to me that they're worthy, And here's something else too. And you're a business owner yourself, and you see
You need someone to support your dreams and aspirations
Right.
too.
That too, and like
But you got to support hers as well.
everybody thinks that we have a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that is, but like as business owners, everybody's like, "Oh, that guy's got money," whatever. Like, okay, we might have some money one month, next month is we're down. So,
Yeah.
but besides
I'm
the point,
struggling.
I feel like there's a lot of women that try to take advantage
Of the
that
situation?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I've run into it multiple times, and
You think women care about money?
100%. Well, what's funny is they like
it's weird to act like they don't, but they do.
right. So go home with $100,000 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Go home when you're negative 100,000, see what happens. Your relationship, you're gonna start fighting, you're gonna start arguing because she's worried, stressed
Right.
out, and that's a big thing, really.
Yeah. Okay. We touched on a little bit of everything. We still got a little to talk about. So, what I want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Is there something you want to address? There's something that I haven't touched on that you need to tell me about, like that you want to get something you got to get off your chest or anything, or you want to tell me about something that you've done in your life that people would be surprised. Like, man, I climbed Mount Everest once. Something. What are some of your biggest accomplishments in life?
So biggest accomplishment.
Other than having your son and business and
Yeah, Griffin was my number one biggest accomplishment I've ever done. But one of the other things that I've always wanted to do, I want to make $1 million. This sounds so funny. Not profit $1 million.
Total sales. Total sales.
Right.
Yeah,
Total sales over $1 million. And last year with the hurricane, or not last year, 2 years ago, whenever the hurricane hit Asheville, North Carolina,
oh yeah,
I finally hit over $1 million in my business account. So that was cool. I was like,
yeah.
Something when I started my business, I was like, man,
Yeah,
I
just
want
to see that $1 million running
Right.
through your business account. I
Right.
get it, man.
It was a big accomplishment, something
That's
I
awesome.
look forward to.
Okay, any more accomplishments?
And
Nah. Yeah.
there's so much stuff.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I bought a farm in Putnam County. It's 75 acres. I'm planning on living out there. I'm actually moving out there next month.
Damn. That's nice.
So yeah, I plan on staying out there. That's where I want to be. Griffin, his mom lives, a couple miles up the road. So Griffin I'll be able to be with him a lot more, and he can come and go as he wants. So I'm looking forward to that. Spending more time with my kids.
Has he got a home on it already or no?
Yeah. I'm actually building
Farm home, or are you gonna build something?
So I have a farmhouse right now.
Yeah.
And, I've added onto it, and we're getting ready to finish it up. And then my plan is I'm going to live there for 5 years in that house, and then I'm going to build. I already dozed my house seat where I want to build my house, and that's where I want I want to be at. I don't think I want to be anywhere else right now.
So you're 26. You got a 75-acre farm. You got a house there. You're living in till you get ready to build your new home. Man, I think you get your shit together.
I try.
I think a lot of women out there would be interested in Hunter. Man, 26, business owner, 75 acres. You know, he's got his shit together. It seems like, you know, you're not on drugs. You're not an alcoholic. He's single, right?
Yeah. Don't tell everybody now.
Nah. Like, I mean, you got a lot to offer a woman. So don't act like you don't, man. And don't let someone come in that, you know, that don't deserve you. You know, we've done that before. And just make sure y'all are evenly yoked, and, you know, she supports you and you support her, and you can do it again. You can get married again.
Plan, man.
You know, so I know things are going to go good there. You just got to wait on the right woman.
For sure.
But don't rush it.
That's the biggest thing that a lot of people do is rush it.
Yeah.
And that's why they end up in the situations that me and you both have probably ended up in.
Right.
So I don't plan on rushing anything. It's going to take a lot for somebody to really get me to settle down.
Yeah. Just make sure, you know, like I said, just take your time. Make sure that you guys are on the same track of what that's my biggest thing. Just what I ask you. I like to, you know, if I'm getting serious with a woman, I like to ask her, you know, where does she see herself, you know, in 5 years?
Right.
What does she want? You know, because that'll tell you a lot. If she says something that you totally don't want and you're about to ask this girl to, you know, be your wife, pump the damn brakes.
Yeah, stop
She might
that.
say, hey, I want to move to L.A. and be a designer out there, and I can't, you know, you don't want to move to L.A. or you don't want to go to Florida and be a surfer with her, you know?
Right.
You
yeah.
got to find this shit out. And that's a lot, you know, sometimes us guys go in this shit blind just because we get caught off guard and we just fall in love with something else and we don't really know them.
That's a fact.
You got to really know them and you got to communicate. And you always, even like, I think 3 and 4 or 5 years in the relationship, you always got to take them out on date night. 10, 15, 50 years down. I always make sure you got date night with them. That'll keep a relationship going and keep them sparks going. So you said your dad works with you too?
Mm-hmm.
And he still does his concession stuff.
Yep.
So how's that work out? I wanted to touch on that earlier. I know we're all over the place here. You know, go talk about dating and shit like that. Get back to your dad. But how does that work? Like, if does he just do events with his concession stand?
Yeah,
stuff?
so he does 4 main events throughout the summer. Most of the time through the summer, he doesn't work with me because he's too busy making ice cream or, you know, working that concession stand. And then in the wintertime is whenever he usually comes over and works with me because nobody's buying ice cream in the wintertime.
Right.
But
Now, y'all sell firewood too?
No, I don't. Believe it or not.
I know some guys do. It's
Dude, I
just,
try to give firewood away and nobody wants it. So
Right. Okay.
I remember when I was in high school, that's how I made a lot of summer money.
but it's not like it is. Like, everybody's got pellet stoves and, you know, gas.
It's easy now.
Yeah. I get it. Man. It's my podcast. I'm trying to see where we're going now. So you got a good relationship with your dad. He works with you. Now, do you ever go work with him? You ever make ice cream? And
So it's kind of funny, but anytime he's out, I always go check on them, make sure see if they need anything or whatnot. But if I show up at the event and they're slammed, I'll go in there and start slinging some ice cream out of the trailer too to help him. It's one of those things. Like, I try to help him as much as I can. He helps me as much as he can. So
that's awesome.
we have a really good relationship.
You mentioned you had 3 sisters. Do they help you in your business, or they help your dad? They not involved in any of your dad's businesses
not
or yours?
Really.
Okay.
One of them is graduating from WU this year.
Okay.
She has her doctorate degree in engineering. So
wow.
She actually told us. She told us last week she's moving to Las Vegas.
There you go. She got it going on.
She's got it going on.
Yep.
So, and she's single too, I think. So yeah.
Might have to hook her up with one of your friends.
There you go.
So what is some of your hobbies? What do you like to do? You know, as a single guy now, business owner, successful guy, what's your hobbies?
I still enjoy riding side-by-sides. I have a side-by-side. So
What kind you got?
Turbo R23 model.
You
Razor.
customize it?
I have a bunch of aftermarkets on. I didn't do no cage or nothing like that. I have not flipped this one, so I don't plan on flipping it.
You might have to get a cage here for too long.
Yeah.
If you flip the damn thing. So you like riding side-by-sides? You still hunt or fish or do anything like that?
Fish, yeah. Anything outdoors. I'm a big outdoorsman. I love being outside.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You got a Harley?
Yeah.
What kind of Harley you got?
I got a 25 Road Glide.
How long you had a Harley?
I bought a Harley last March. So
have you always rode bikes, or did you just now get it and you started riding?
So that's a whole story we can talk on there.
Here we go.
In March last year, when I was working in Nashville, North Carolina, my dad's always wanted a Harley, and our Airbnb was like right past the Harley dealership in Nashville. We got off work one day and we were driving by it, and Dad, he was like, "Pull in there." And I was like, "What are we pulling in there for? We gonna buy one or what?" And he's like, "Well, if you buy one, I'll buy one." I was like, "Actually?" And he said, "Yeah." So I whipped it in there, and we got to looking, and I found a street glide that I wanted, and he said on the road glide that I ended up buying. And we go back and forth on it, and he's like, "You gonna buy one?" I was like, "Yeah, if you're gonna buy one." He said, "All right." So I go in there and sign papers, buy mine, and as soon as I sign or buy mine, I was like, "All right, do your paperwork. Let's buy yours." And he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." And I'm like, "Really, man?" So here I am.
He got you.
Yeah, I've never rode a bike before in my life.
He just go ride yours when he wants to.
Yeah. So the whole time, like going through the process of buying it that day, the guys, they were like, "Have you rode one before?" I was like, "Nope, never rode one before." And they were like, "All right, well, how are you going to get it home?" I was like, "Well, I'll jump on and I'll figure it out." So, like, once they closed, they wouldn't even let me, which I paid cash for it. So they couldn't, like, keep it from their liability or whatever.
You didn't ride the damn thing all the way back home, did you?
Oh, I did.
Holy shit.
Never rode a bike before in my life. Definitely did.
You rode it 5.5 hours back home?
No, to the Airbnb.
Oh, no. I thought you meant back to West Virginia.
No.
Shit, boy. Damn. You got to get a little practice.
No, so I went outside and I went around the building like 3 or 4 times. Like, all right, yeah, this is easy. So then I just took it to the Airbnb and ended up got in a wreck this past July with it. Totaled it out.
Well, what the hell? I was sitting there asking you all this stuff and you never mentioned that. You could have said,
my life
got
is so
in a damn
crazy.
motorcycle wreck, dude. So what happened?
I was coming through Taze Valley right there by the bank and where Burger King's at, that intersection.
Yeah.
And I was going toward Eleanor, like Winfield area, and a car ran a green yielding light, and I smoked the side of their car and totaled their car. Actually, hit them so hard, totaled my bike. Went to the ER. Ended up no problems really. Had some problems with my lungs, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
But wasn't nothing major. And
did their insurance cover it all?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually like in a lawsuit now.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna speak on it. But so the bike's gone?
Yeah, it's totaled. And
I
then,
know, and you got another one?
Well, like 10 days later, I was driving to work to a job, and I seen a guy pass me on one, and I was like, nah, hell no, I got to go buy another one.
Got the fever again.
So I just turned around right then and there and went straight to the Harley dealership and bought a new road glide and still got it.
I was getting ready to ask you that before you told me about the wreck. I was going to say, you had any dangerous things happen to you yet? No, yeah, I just totaled to hit a car. Like, what did you, like T-bone them?
Yeah. Hit him right in the side, back.
So when you was going to hit him, how like you were going how fast?
They estimated me going right around 50, 55.
You're fucking lucky.
Yeah.
And then they turn like, what do you think the distance was you had to stop? Like 10, 20, 30 feet?
Maybe 20 foot. I mean, it was that
and then
close.
you just, all you could do is slam the brakes?
Yeah,
or?
I remember I was riding and I slammed the brakes, and I, like, at that moment, I knew there was no way that I could got stopped. So it was either tuck and hit them or just, let go of the bike and kind of jump off. So I remember I just let go of the bike and kind of jumped a little bit, and my shoulder, my whole right side of the body, put a big indentation in the side of the car. And I got pictures of it, and the whole freaking side of the car is like my whole body. And,
holy shit.
Yep. And there was a guy behind us, and he was like,
did you get knocked out?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything besides laying. When I come.
So you was knocked out,
Yeah,
obviously.
so when I come to, I was laying on the asphalt, and people were standing around me.
You're lucky.
It was wild.
And then, like, did you have a moment where you're like, fuck bikes, I'm not ever getting on one again?
I remember laying in the bed at the ER that night, and my dad, he was like, you don't need them no more. And I was like, you're right, I'm done riding, like, I'm going to quit. And then...
You got to be careful out there, man.
Definitely.
It's not you, it's other people.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I couldn't not ride anymore, so I went and got another one.
So you're a junkie for motorsports and bikes and side-by-sides, and what else? You do any other racing? You like watching racing?
Not really.
You're more just side-by-sides, ride the motorcycle. You got a boat?
Nope.
No?
I want a boat. I don't have a boat yet, but I'm going to buy one.
Boats bring them girls out now.
Yeah.
You won't be single as long as you have about 5 of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's that bashful life out there on that boat. So got the motorcycle wreck. Anything else crazy's happened in your life? You ain't fell off a tower? You ain't fell off a tree?
Nope.
Do you climb?
I
Don't
do.
climb anymore, do you?
No, I still do.
You
from
still
time
do?
To time, yeah.
You got a climber, though?
Yep.
Who, your dad?
No. Dad would kill himself.
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah, no.
Younger guy?
Nah, he's older than me, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
Wow, and still climbing?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that dude badass then.
He's wild.
In his 40s wanting to climb. Woo.
He's wild.
Good job, buddy. I ain't doing it. Yeah, shit. We've been all over the place. All over the place.
About like my life.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
So what states all have you worked in? You've worked in Oklahoma, Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina?
So South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. I've been to New York, Virginia, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Maryland.
Now they ever come try to shut you down? Any of the local government ever try to come in and be like, hey,
One time,
what are you doing here? Like, where's your papers? Where's all this?
One time, and that was in, we were actually leaving the hurricane that hit Asheville, but where it hit in Florida first. We was leaving Florida going toward Asheville, and we stopped in Georgia. There was a bunch of work down there they want us to do. And we were working at this person's house, and somebody rolled up and lights on their trucks, and I was like, I've been doing this for 5 years, and nobody's ever said anything. And this guy comes walking out there. He's like, you got your city permit? And I was like, no, I thought where it's under a state of emergency, you didn't have to have them. And, yeah, he kind of busted our balls a little bit, but he ended
Did you learn
up,
something?
Oh, yeah, learned something. So when we went and got our city business license for Georgia, whatever city it was, and they let us go. But
I figured when you said you'd been everywhere working and doing that kind of stuff, you'd run into that, because there's people around here that's all they do is look for you. Look for you.
Most of the time, though, whenever I do storm work, we have contracts for the power company, so we don't really ever have to deal with that. But I like to, after we do our contracts, I like to go do residential work for a while. So
let me get my phone out. I had some questions to ask you to end this. Before I go with these closing questions, you got anything else you want to talk about? Something you want to get off your chest? Or is there any topic that I need to ask you about? Anything?
Trying to think. There's really like so much stuff to talk about in my life, but I can't think of like one single topic to talk about. We've talked about my business, talked about the dating scene, my childhood, my parents. We've hit a lot, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these questions up. I got these questions coming up, but I have all these stuff that I was writing down, and then crazy ex-girlfriends. Let's talk about that.
God.
What's the crazy ex-girlfriend story? Give me the craziest ex-girlfriend story. Crazy ex-wife, crazy ex-girlfriend. You can say, you don't have to say who it is. Just tell me some stories. I got to hear some crazy stories. Like I got some. I got one, when I was in high school, the old girl got so mad at me. She keyed my truck. She threw shit all over it. She chased me down the road. I mean, literally on my ass we was going about 80 mile an hour through town with her head out the window, driving like that, screaming. But I've got some. I've got some more crazier than that, but I want to hear some of yours. I know you got some.
So, honestly, I ain't had like nothing like, nobody's messing with my shit, nothing like that. But I met this one girl. Yeah, I'm not going to say names.
Stalker, controlling.
Oh, they're all controlling.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I met this one girl one time, and I honestly about fell in love with the girl. Honestly, I'm not gonna say that I didn't even not fall in love with the girl.
So you fell in love with her.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, damn, I like this one.
it's getting good.
Yeah.
So anyways, she
Did
called
that
me
right.
one day and she was like, hey, somebody broke in my car. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, up here at Chuck E. Cheese. And I was like, well, do you need to come up there? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So I drove up there and I was like, what did they take? And she's like, they just took my makeup bag. And I should have known right then and there. I was like, they just took your makeup bag? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? She's like, I don't know. I'm freaking out. I don't have no makeup. Can't go to my classes. Or at this time she was in school. She's like, can't go to my classes. Like, I need to do something. She's like, we need to go to Walmart. And I was like, okay. She's like, but I don't like Walmart makeup. I was like, well, where do you normally go? And she's like, Ulta. I was like, all right. So wheeling back to what we said earlier, they will take advantage of you if you give them the chance. And we've been talking for 2 months at this point. And so she was like, let's go to Ulta. I was like, all right. So I'm in Ulta and I'm carrying this bag around. She's throwing shit in the bag and whatnot. And I'm like, man, how much? I wonder how much this shit's going to
You already told her you was going to pay for it.
Yeah, but I didn't have no
I feel bad for you. They stole your makeup bag.
Right.
She's setting you up.
Right. I had
It's
no
fuck
idea how much makeup is. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn.
So I'm about $400 or $500 worth of stuff.
Oh, more than that.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was we went to the checkout. My buddy is with me too, and he's just shaking his head the whole time. He's like, man, you got yourself in a bind.
You supplied her whole damn makeup, everything that goes in her makeup, whatever you call them.
Yeah, she had a bag, I guess. I don't know. So we ended up checking out, and it was $653. And I was like, damn, that's my damn truck payment. What the hell? So I ended up paying
look
for
damn
it.
good that makeup.
Yeah, right. She was
You ended up paying for it, man. You was in love. You loved this girl.
I
Damn.
actually did. And
Did she have makeup on at the time?
yeah, she did.
Okay. Have you ever seen her without makeup?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you still loved her?
Yeah, still did.
Oh, shit. I'd say, baby, you don't need no makeup. I like you just the way you are, natural.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the best part of the story. So a week goes by, And we went on like a little trip on like that happened on like
She's
Saturday.
getting trips, makeup.
Yeah,
so
like
good.
on like Monday or Tuesday, we went to Columbus to Top Golf, and then we ended up coming back Wednesday or something. Well, that Friday, I was cleaning my truck out, and I started looking, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I grabbed it, and it was her damn old makeup bag. So nobody broke in her car. She lost her makeup bag, so she thought, but she had to make up a story for me to pay for her makeup. So I called her. I'm like, "This is your makeup bag." She's like, "Oh, that's not mine. That's not mine." I was like, "You're the only girl I've been with, so like, it's your makeup bag." Denied this shit, dude. Like, completely denied it. Ended up throwing the makeup away because I was so mad.
So do you think that she just really like misplaced her makeup bag and lost it, and then she said, "Well, I know what I'll do is I'll just say somebody stole my makeup bag and get him to buy me all new makeup." Then she was embarrassed because she misplaced it, or do you think it was just all set up?
It was definitely set up. There's more to this same girl that like just kept happening. And
well, let's hear another one.
All right. So
shit, don't stop there. You got her some makeup. What else did you get her?
So one time this past summer, she was like, my cousin's graduating at Myrtle Beach, and she was like, my grandma's gonna be down there. I want to know if you want to go, and I was like, yeah, sure, we'll go. So she was like, okay, we'll find an Airbnb or a house, whatnot. And I was like, all right. So I went online, found the house for the weekend. Brought my buddies with us too, and their women ended up coming down too, and we get down there, and Saturday was a graduation day. We got down there on Thursday. So Saturday morning comes around, I'm like, all right, we got to get ready for this graduation, whatnot. And she was like, yeah, let's go to the beach for a little bit first before we go. I was like, all right. Yeah. There was no damn graduation, dude.
There's nobody there?
Hell no. We didn't leave the beach. The whole day I was like, are we going to this graduation? Oh, we don't got to go now. I was like, I thought the whole point we just, paid to come down here for your cousin so you could see her.
So she's just a little bit of a con artist.
Right. And the story gets even better than that. So, like, this
you got to get away from this girl. This girl crazy.
Oh, yeah. So the whole weekend, like, we're having a good time, though. I was like, whatever, screw it. And
her name wasn't Lauren, was it?
No, god dang no.
Shit.
God dang.
Yeah.
So nope, wasn't that one. Anyways, on the way home from the trip on Sunday, we're talking and we're like arguing back and forth. Yeah. And we're on our way home, and my buddy Caleb that works for me, he's sitting in the back seat behind her, and he kept like hitting the back of my seat. And I looked up in the mirror, and he's like pointing down at her phone. I'm like, what is it? And he was like, I'm going to text you. So I looked at my phone, and he was like, it said, she has an ass picture on her private story, and she has you blocked from it on Instagram.
He's seen that from the back?
Yeah.
And she was going through that shit?
100%. She had put one on there on the way home.
He was on her private story, or he seen it from her phone?
He looked over her shoulder and seen that she was posting an ass picture on her private story. And I was like, what the hell? So I get on my phone, like I go on there and I'm looking, I'm like, no, there's nothing there. Like I wasn't on that private story.
So she played other guys to get and sold like private content,
right?
Private OnlyFans, or not OnlyFans, but like private snap and
something. I never really got the full down on it, but
you didn't know she was like that.
Hell no, I wouldn't have been with her. Like I'm the type like if it's mine, man, it's mine.
Yeah.
Like
so what happened when you found that out?
So we started arguing about it, and I confronted her about it.
Did you do it right there in the truck?
Hell yeah, I'm not waiting
in front
for
of everybody.
Shit. Yeah, I'll call them out on that shit.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I called her out on it, and she just kept
denying.
How
much further did you have to drive?
Oh, like 4 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah. we fought the whole way home.
Yeah, I'd have waited.
As soon as we got home.
When you get my age, you'll wait on that shit. You'll just be like, hey, come here, I want to tell you something. Never again. Something like that. Yeah.
So end up getting home. She packed her shit and she's thrown in her car. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you. Like, don't come back. And then she leaves and she calls me like 5 minutes, dude, after she leaves. And she's like, can you meet me at the gas station? I was like, what for? She's like,
forgot her makeup bag.
I need some gas.
I thought she forgot her makeup bag.
She needs gas money. So I went over there and freaking paid for her gas. And guess where? Yeah.
Is this girl from your hometown?
No.
She from up this way?
She's local, but not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, she's got her skills down to get the money now. Now she's still reaching out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
is this recent?
Like, no, this was
like 6 months ago.
Summer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Yeah. So, yeah, she ended up going straight back to her baby daddy when she left my house that day from leaving the beach.
Oh, so she went back to her baby daddy.
Yeah.
And
like that was the thing, dude. I was like,
feel bad for him.
Well, that was the thing. I was like, man, if that's what you want, then don't mess with me.
Right.
Like, go with him. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I never did like that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was an interesting.
Any more?
Oh, I got more. I just got to think about them.
I had one chase me out of a house party one time when I was about your age and chased me about 400 feet in a car and beat the glass out of it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I was in the back seat and there was somebody else driving. I finally had to tell him, I said, "Floor, this motherfucker is crazy, bitch, is gonna kill me." And yeah, so there's some crazy ones out there. Definitely.
I've had them chase me. I've had the cops at my house twice. Oh, that brings up another one. Thinking, see,
another crazy thing? What the hell here? Well, you had cops at your house. Why?
So I got with this girl. Really liked this girl too, and she would drink batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she wasn't drinking, she was normal as could be, like the best person in the world, honestly. And she wanted to go out with a friend one night, and I was like, if you go out with your friend, I know what's going to be. You're going to be drunk, you're going to be fighting, like this is going to go to hell real quick.
One of them girls.
Yeah. And
wild.
she was
wild
like,
as a buck.
Yeah.
Fun, but wild.
100%. And she was like, I promise I'm not going to drink. I was like, all right.
All right.
Well, she showed up at my house at like midnight that night, drunk as can be.
Drunk as a skunk.
Trying to fight with me and like just on and on and on. And I was like, nah, hell with this. I'll leave my own house. I don't care. I'm not dealing with it. So I left. I went to my buddies. And, well, she ended up like walking, I guess, to the end of the road, like where I live, and was sitting at the American Legion whenever I was leaving. I was like, God dang, here she is. I had to go back, pick her up, take her home, back to my house. And finally, I was like, you got to go home. And she was like, nah, I'm not going home. I was like, nah, like, you're not staying here anymore. Like, you need to go home. I don't want you here anymore. And it went on and on and on. Well, finally ended up calling the cops, and the cops came and got her.
Oh, she was one of them that just wouldn't leave
just would
and
not
just
leave.
sit there and cry.
100%.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
So
you called the cops actually and got her there?
Hell yeah, I had
Did
to.
they take her out in the cop car?
Well,
they didn't arrest her. You didn't press charges.
No, I didn't.
You just
know
wanted her
that.
away.
Right. So they ended up taking her back to her house, and I was
She lived over there too?
Yeah. Well, in Taze Valley.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So had a good little ways to get her there.
Right. So I was like, finally, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, finally, I can go to sleep in peace. Like, this shit's over with. So I'm laying in bed, and then, like, an hour and a half later, I hear my door open.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what the hell? Who's that? And
that's a little freaky.
Like, my bedroom was pitch black, and I just see her, like, walking toward me, and I'm like,
are you serious?
Swear to God, dude, broke in my house, come back.
She could have went to jail like big time
100%.
For that.
And I didn't do anything because she was drunk, and I didn't. I was like, at this point, I was like, I'm going to bed. Go to sleep. I ain't gonna bother you. Don't bother me. Like, we'll deal with this tomorrow.
She tried to climb on top of you, didn't she?
No, she actually didn't. I made a point. I was mad as hell. I was like, just go to sleep. Like, I'm done dealing.
You finally got her to go to sleep.
Right.
She
went to sleep. Next morning, woke up, and
she one of those types that's just like totally different when she's drunk versus sober.
Bad.
Yeah.
But she's a really good girl.
Yeah.
Like, but just the alcohol, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sets her off.
Yep. There's a bunch of them like that. A lot of women out there like that.
Okay. Well, we've been all over the place, man. This podcast is, we talked about a little bit of everything. Let me close it out. I had some questions here I was going to ask you. Let's see. Now, this is like generated. I had some generated ChatGPT questions.
Okay.
It says, you can say pass. We'll go to another one. What's a hard lesson climbing trees and running your own business taught you that no one warned you about?
Homeowners, man.
Homeowners.
People in general. A lot of times, most people is pretty nice about things, but then there's other people that is complete dicks you wouldn't even think about. I've had homeowners cuss me out for dragging a limb on their side of their grass.
How you deal with it? Have you learned to cool your temp?
Yeah, you got to. As a business owner, you got to. Even though,
but I know when we're younger,
bowling, man.
Okay. So homeowners, dealing with crazy homeowners. What's one mistake you made early on, personally or professionally, that changed how you move today? So what is one mistake you made personally or professionally, so you can either or, that changed how you move today?
That's a good question, honestly.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Yeah. So, definitely relationships. When I was working out of town, I wasn't the man that I needed to be either. So, looking back now, I know what I needed to be, and that's what I'll continue to be now.
Are you healed from that relationship or not?
Yeah, for the most part.
Mm.
I mean, it's a hard topic. I'm not going to lie. It's hard, but...
We could have went deeper into that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
What did growing up in West Virginia teach you about work, loyalty, or survival that still shows up in your life today? This time...
No, I don't...
Tough one, ain't it?
Yeah.
What did growing up in West Virginia teach you about work? Let's just go there. Okay. What did growing up in West Virginia teach you about work?
that if you don't do it yourself, ain't nobody gonna do it. If you're gonna get it, you better get it yourself. And in our area that we live in, the poverty is not very good. So you take it what you get.
Don't play the victim. Just get out there and get the shit. Oh, I ain't got no money.
Right.
I know a lot of people who play victim. Got to get out there and do the damn thing, man. There's nobody going to feel sorry for you. And I know a lot of people go through a bunch of, hardships and, bad relationships, and a lot of things happen, with significant others or something like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's just you. Yeah. And you got to get out there. It depends on what you want out of this life, and you got to get out there and go after it. And just like you said, if you don't go after it, you ain't going to have shit. And you're always just going to be there just wondering, what if? Don't be that person 50 and 60, 70 years old just said, what if? And I want to tell like the 50, 60, and 70-year-old, if you're out there, you still have time too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You can create whatever you want. Get out there and just get it. Set a plan out and focus on it, and every day wake up and look at it. And that's what I'm working on right now. I got to get my plan together. I'm all over the place, and once I get it figured out this year, I think my year will be a lot better. But I got another question I'm going to close with. It says, when people look back on your story one day, what do you hope they say you stood for, not just what you built? What you stood for, not just what you built.
Somebody who never gave up. Somebody who kept going even when the cards weren't dealt right.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. No matter what life throws at you, or threw at me, I always stood back up and kept on going.
If you had to rank the top one or two things that's been the hardest thing, and I can pretty much tell probably some of them already that we've talked about, what is the one or two things that's been the hardest you've had to deal with in your life?
Definitely my mother was the number one, and then my divorce. Losing the family,
I mean, and I know, how often do you think about your mom a lot still?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Is it like a bunch of what ifs, or like if things would have been different? Do you have regrets? Or
I think about it a lot, honestly. The biggest thing is, I had my stepmom, and she was always a mom to me, but there was never the emotional, the mother figure.
Right.
And I think that had played a lot of trauma in my life and with relationships, Like I never had a woman that I could be connected to figure out how to treat a woman. You know what I mean?
It's the same way, man. I know exactly what you mean. Like I said, that's got a lot to do with me in relationships, because I lost my mom, my grandma, then my sister's on drugs. Every woman that was close to me, I've lost.
That's exactly.
And I used to go to my mom or even my grandma sometimes and ask them, what do you think about this girl? Now there's no one there. There's no one that is a mother figure. That is a grandma. I have no grandparents left. I have my mom, and then my sister. She's on drugs. She's a good girl, but she's struggling. I mean, I can't talk to her. Very rarely talk to her. So I have nobody close. I do have a couple aunts that I talk to. I've got one that I was really close with that we've sort of faded away. I need to rekindle some of that and sort of confide with them on this, and I think it'll help me. But, not having your mom or someone to talk to about a future woman that could be in your life really affects it.
Oh, yeah, definitely does.
So I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, yeah. It definitely does affect you in ways that you wouldn't even think that it would. Okay. Just your day-to-day life.
I'll give you one last thing. If you want to tell the camera there, anything, what people should know about Hunter Salmons. Who you are, what you're about, what you do, everything you want to tell them. Funny, serious, whatever you want to tell them. Right there.
Now everybody knows my whole life story.
Yep.
Biggest thing is just best advice I give anybody is don't quit. Keep on going no matter what. Just don't quit.
And before we sign off, you say you're open to dating?
Yep.
You want to tell them how to find you? So where can we find Hunter Salmons?
Facebook, TikTok, got all the socials. TikTok.
What is your TikTok?
Hunter Salmons, just my name.
Really?
Yep.
And where else you at? Facebook?
Snapchat, Facebook.
Snapchat.
Yep.
Well, you can find him on TikTok, Hunter Salmons. What are you looking for? Like, what's the age range? What type of girl? Is there some things there? You've been age range now. I mean, shit.
Man, honestly.
What do you think your ideal? You want to be married again,
an
right?
older, mature woman.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to play games, man. I don't want to do the whole cheating. I don't want to do somebody not being able to trust them. I want to come home to a woman.
Mm-hmm. So what's that woman look like to you? What's the age range? What about if she has kids? You okay with that?
I'm fine with kids as long as there's no baby daddy drama issues or.
Like I said, women in their 30s and 40s, they ain't playing that game. You know, they sort of
Right.
got their shit figured out too. So what, like, you're thinking, what, you don't want to go above 35? I mean,
Probably 36.
Sorry, you go up 36.
Yeah.
36 and down. What do you want her to be like? What do you look for her to have as far as like her qualities and, you know, like what is she like? What's her hobbies that you would like for her to be into? And
a good personality, somebody that's down to earth, somebody that knows themselves and loves themselves. That's the thing. If you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else.
Right.
And somebody who likes doing things outside. I'm a big outdoorsman, so if I could find somebody that likes to hunt and fish and ride Harleys and do all that stuff, I'd be set.
Watch out now. I did matchmaker not too long ago with a guy that's from your town, and I found him a hunter girl. She likes to hunt, fish, do outdoor stuff, and I hooked them up, and they're still together.
Well, that's awesome.
So I might be able to hook you up now. I can play matchmaker, so I got to get you an outdoors girl, a little bit older than you. So you'll take. What about if she's 27?
I'm down.
Because you're 26.
Yeah.
At work. Okay. So 27 to 36, you got to like outdoors. You like brunettes, blondes, or that don't matter.
It don't matter.
Redhead, don't matter.
No,
don't matter. All right.
If they got a good personality, I mean, you know, that's the biggest thing for me.
Okay. All right. So it's not really based on that, just good personality.
I mean, you got to look good.
I know. I mean, you got to be attracted to them, but, you know, we're going to go with that. What about career-wise? I mean, do you want a woman that is very, like, got her shit together, or do you care if, like, she's, you know, regrouping and she's got a type of job where she needs to, you know, lean on you a little bit until she gets her shit together, and
I've always been
you might have to pay for the kids and her,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Does that...
I've always been the provider, and I don't care to be the provider. I enjoy doing that. I grew up thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, granted, my stepmom, she always worked, but I grew up thinking that the woman shouldn't have to work. I like the thought of having a stay-at-home mom, somebody to take care of my kid whenever I'm not there, and you know, just the family thought of it.
Right.
But moving on to now and being the provider in the past, somebody who knows what they want and somebody who's not going to go behind my back if they are that. You know, I don't care if you make $1 million a year. I don't care if you make $0 a year. If you're that type of person, then that's all that matters. Like if you know who you are, then that's it.
Okay. All right, where we got it. We got Hunter Salmons. You get him on TikTok, Snapchat. You know your Snapchat, you said?
Yeah, it's Hunter Baller 22. I made it in like 6th grade,
Hunter
so don't make fun of me.
Baller 22?
Yeah.
Baller?
Yep.
So Hunter Baller 22.
Yep.
You accept all?
I'll accept them all.
Hunter Baller 22. Now, you know, I don't know. You're gonna get some from this. So be prepared. Like I said, appreciate all you guys liking, subscribing, sharing this YouTube podcast. It means a lot. We want to keep going. I'm going to continue to get better. I know I'm a little rusty doing this podcast stuff, but this was my only like 6th or 7th episode. And just bear with me. I'll get better. We had a great guest. I hope you do big things in the future with your business, and I hope you get married again and have a successful family. I know it'll happen, and I really appreciate you coming on. So everyone, all you single ladies out there, like Hunter, look him up. He's got his Snapchat, TikTok there. Until next time, thank you for joining the Mike Chandler Show.